Hey friends, welcome back to the Guitar Max channel. And I remember back in the days when I was in school and I participated in my school's music programs. I'm talking junior high school or middle school to some of you, and high school. I played in the orchestra and the jazz band, and it was a lot of fun, and it was really a wonderful experience for me. But unfortunately, today, some kids in Indiana are probably going to be denied that experience because someone has allegedly stolen the entire fund for the school music program. This is an example of how just one person can ruin it for everybody, because the woman that was supposed to be in charge of this fund allegedly stole more than $40,000 from it. And you won't believe, number one, the things she spent the money on, and number two, what she said in her defense. Okay, to start out with, there's a couple things I want to mention right at the top here. I found out about this situation because of a guy that I had been sort of working with to develop a program where I could donate some instruments, and then he would find, good homes for them, basically people in need that needed some guitars and stuff. And I donated him a couple of guitars to kind of get this thing rolling. And he was talking about some of the local schools that he'd been working with over there in Indiana. And he came across this recently when he hadn't heard anything back from this person. And the other thing, of course, is if you enjoy videos like this, staying up on all the latest interesting news in the guitar universe, and you've not already subscribed, please consider subscribing right now. So let's take a look at this news article here. This is from Fox 59 in Indianapolis, and they've got the full story. And this is incredible, but also very depressing and frustrating. But let's look at this here. So the headline is, Docs, woman stole $45,000 from school music program to gamble, buy cigarettes. There we go. Selma, Indiana, a Delaware County woman faces felony fraud and theft charges after allegedly stealing $45,000 from a central Indiana school's music boosters program, using the money to gamble and buy clothes and cigarettes. Amanda Ullman was arrested on Wednesday after reportedly admitting to police that she stole large amounts of money from the Wapahani Music Boosters organization. The 46-year-old Yorktown woman is now being held in the Delaware County Jail on a $15,000 bond. Ullman's arrest follows a discovery last week by the Liberty Perry School Corporation that the Boosters organization's bank account was overdrawn by around $1,400. Officials notified school police, who then passed the investigation on to the local sheriff's office. Investigators spoke with school staff who identified Ullman as the president of the Wapahani Music Boosters. In this volunteer role, Ullman reportedly had sole control over all money used by the organization. Wouldn't that be great? We could just volunteer for a role where we control all the money and then we just disappear with the money. Great. It goes on here. It was soon discovered that Ullman had allegedly forged her co-worker's signature on banking documents to misappropriate funds at least 3 times. Police say she also made unauthorized withdrawals, wrote unapproved checks, and, quote, depleted the entire Music Boosters account. Documents acquired by police showed that approximately $43,936.97 had been withdrawn from the group's First Merchants Bank account between May 2022 and October 2025. Okay, so at least she stretched it out a little bit, right? It's not all at once, but she made it last for about 3 years, right? Investigators say this does not include any profit generated from cash-only events held by the program. Now the article goes on here. The school corporation told police they had been trying to contact Ullman since October 16th, when a music department purchase was declined due to insufficient funds. Staff said they had been trying to call Ullman, but her phone service had been shut off. Oh, very mysterious, right? Police said that while investigating, they found out that Ullman frequently gambles at the Haraz Hoyser Park Casino in Anderson at the time of her arrest, investigators were still awaiting confirmation from the casino on Ullman's win-loss ratio. Ullman reportedly met with investigators on Wednesday in the Delaware County Justice Center for a recorded interview. After being read her Miranda rights, she said she, quote, had been waiting for police to contact her and bring her in due to this situation at the school. So she knew it was just a matter of time before she got caught. Documents detail how Ullman then admitted to, quote, stealing a large amount of money from the Wapahani Music Boosters organization and forging various documents and signatures to do so. Quote, Amanda stated that the reason she took all the money was to merely bring to light the poor record-keeping and possible misappropriation of funds by other school board employees, court docs read. Despite these claims, Ullman said she never contacted any officials regarding other potential fraud within the school corporation. Okay, this is great. She's like, well, I only did it to point out how easy it would be to do. Personally, I don't think that's really going to fly with the judge, but you never know. I'll try to keep track of this story and give you guys an update later on. But anyway, it goes on here. You know, she kind of clarifies what she spent the money on. Says when asked what she did with the money, Ullman told officers she bought cigarettes, bought clothes, and then donated them to charity, gave money away to people, gave money to charities. Her final statement was that she didn't want the music director to have the money. So yeah, it's kind of a Robin Hood kind of thing, you know, steal from, well, I guess you're not really stealing from the rich, you're stealing from the fund, which was supposed to be spent on the music students, and then you give to the poor, something like that. I guess it's not exactly a Robin Hood story. Maybe in her head it was. Okay, but now what has she actually been charged with? It says after the interview, police seized both the debit card and checkbook that Ullman had used to steal the money. She was then placed under arrest just before 7 p.m. and booked into the Delaware County Jail on the following charges: fraud, theft, forgery. Jail records show Ullman is now being held on a $15,000 bond. Online court records have not yet been updated to reflect an initial hearing date for her case, and official charges have not been filed as of 1 p.m. on Thursday. If convicted of both level 5 felony charges, which is the fraud and theft, Ullman could face up to 12 years in prison and a $20,000 fine. Now, like I said, I'll follow up on this. I somehow doubt she's going to get 12 years in prison for this. I think a good punishment would be to make her buy 100 really terrible violins, and then she has to tune them each 100 times. If you guys ever tried to tune a violin with the old tuning pegs, it's not like a guitar, okay? They're still using, 1400s technology. Okay, now on the end here, it says there's a statement that was put out by the superintendent of the school district about what changes they're making to prevent this from happening in the future. So let's take a quick look at that. So this is the Liberty Perry Community School Corporation Administrative Office for Immediate Release. It says they've been recently made aware of financial misconduct involving the Liberty Perry Band Boosters organization. They're taking immediate steps to strengthen internal controls and financial oversight for all Booster Club and affiliated student activity accounts. These measures include implementing additional layers of financial review and reporting, establishing clear auditing procedures for all organizations, providing enhanced training for staff and parent leaders regarding fiscal accountability. Yes, enhanced training. That's what we need. She simply wasn't aware that she was not supposed to spend the money on gambling, clothes, and cigarettes. But with the proper training, then she would have known. So yeah, that's the solution. Okay guys, so there you go. Bizarre story. Honestly, there's probably a lot of situations like this that we simply just don't know about. But yeah, this is a classic thing. When you put somebody in charge of a financial account like that, especially if it's a volunteer position and theoretically anybody could get in there in that position, you got to make sure they are a person of integrity, right? Think about what this money could have been used for, and then what it actually was used for. Complete opposites. Helping children on one side, cigarettes and gambling on the other side. Trouble right here in River City. Thanks a lot, Amanda. All right, guys, so let me know what you think of this down in the comments section below. I'm going to have the link to that original article as well down in the video description below. And also, if you guys know of any similar situations, times when something like this has happened, please let me know about it down in the comments section below. All right, guys, that is it. As usual, thanks a ton for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one.